Nation, we are back. Let's get it. Yo, salute to everybody already here in the building, man. You guys know what time it is. Welcome to the latest installment of Coffee and Convo. I am your host, Graphk Raider, man. Salute to the greatest chat in YouTube history. We have a lot to talk about today. We're going to talk about Maxx. We knew it was coming. We knew it was happening. It was only a matter of time. We're going to talk about a new signing today that I do not like at all. We'll get there when we cross that bridge. But I just want to say salute to everybody here in the building, and make sure you guys wipe them feet, meaning hit them thumbs up. Also, hit that subscribe button. If you guys are not subscribed yet, my apologies. I lost my voice, got sick while I was out there with Stu. Jet lagging. I got home at like 3 in the morning last night. A 7-hour delay in Detroit. It was an absolute crazy night last night, you guys. So my apologies for the voice. Might be coughing a little bit and all that good stuff, but we are here. We have a lot to talk about. So look, we're not calling in sick today. We are here. How are we feeling, y'all? I know you guys seen the news. I wanted to wait until the presser was up, give Maxx Crosby some time to go out there and breathe a little bit. Our leader, our captain, Maxx Crosby, is now the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL, you guys. It was broken today by Ian Rappaport. The Raiders are making star edge Maxx Crosby the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL per me and Tom Pelissero. It's a 3-year deal worth $106.5 million with $91.5 million guaranteed. Deal done by CJ, LA Boy, and D. Hendrickson of Wasserman. And then he goes on to say at $35.5 million per year, the edge market takes a jump. And this is a very good news for Myles Garrett, Micah Parsons, and Trey Hendrickson, and more. So salute to Maxx Crosby. Well-deserved, man. One thing that I liked about SpyTech and what he said during that presser that was really, really cool was, we're not paying you for what you have done. We're paying you for what you are about to do. And that speaks volumes of what SpyTech and Pete Carroll think about this kid and what he can do moving forward. I know he's still dealing with that injury. He'll probably be ready, he'll be ready for training camp and regular season, but we can stick the nail in the coffin with this one, you guys. We no longer need to speak about if Maxx Crosby wants to be a Raider or if this deal will get done. I think we've talked about it ad nauseum over here. I knew it was just all about the money. You could see it was just the body language. He was like, look, I want to be here, man. Just without saying it, take care of me. Give me some more guaranteed money. And now, what is it? $91 million guaranteed, $91.5 million guaranteed, $35.5 million per year. Hey, man, they think that Maxx can be the guy moving forward for us to continue to be that cornerstone with this new regime. So I'm for it. I'm excited. Salute to Maxx Crosby. Once again, he personifies what it means to be a Raider, and I'm here for it. Real quick, before we get to the memberships, I see everybody's gifting. Salute to you guys. Real quick, salute to our proud sponsors also over here at BetUS. This live stream is powered by BetUS. Head over there and get 150% bonus on your first deposit. 125% bonus on your next 2 deposits using promo code YouTube150. The fastest payouts in the industry, up to $2,000. You guys cannot miss out on this offer. Go over there. Tell them Graphk Raiders sent you. If you are a bettor, nobody does it better than BetUS. Salute once again to our proud sponsors. Also, salute to my guy, Jason Hunter. Appreciate you, brother, gifting 5 OLV Raiders Network memberships. My brother, man, that means a lot to me. Thank you, Jay. We need to link up soon, my brother. Salute, salute, and salute to Hooligan as well. And I think we got another member as well in the building. Salute to my guy.com as well. It's been a minute, brother. I texted you when we was in Cincinnati for that game. Never got a response. Salute to my guy.com. If you guys want to become members of the channel, hit the link. It's pinned up top. It definitely helps us keep the lights on over here. Salute to all my members, non-members. You already know, man, but this really, truly helps us keep the lights on, especially in the off season, where sometimes we go through these slow spurts. We definitely appreciate you.com and all my guys, Hooligan, Jason Hunter. Appreciate you guys. How are we feeling right now, man? How are we feeling? We took care of Maxx Crosby, right? We got the big contract out the way. We took care of our own. Everybody keeps saying you want to take care of the homegrown talent. Well, guess what? This is as homegrown as it gets. Played in Oakland. It's been in Vegas since we've been in Vegas. This guy is clearly the leader of this locker room, the guy that sets the tone for everybody else. I'm here for it. I'm excited. I think now we pivot. I'm starting to hear some things and some rumblings behind the scenes about Spillane being talked to about next. So I don't know what that contract would look like, but it sounds like we are in talks with Spillane's camp moving forward to get that deal done as well. So we are taking care of our own. I think, though, we're going to lose out on a few guys. I do think that Nate Hobbs is going to be priced out. I think somebody's going to pay him a little too much money for our liking, especially with the durability issue. And I do believe, you guys, that somebody's going to pay Trayvon Merrick a shit ton of money. I don't know if it's going to be us, but I have a feeling that another team will offer him big time bucks and he'll probably move on. And that's cool. There's some safeties in this class. You just drafted Trey Taylor. We just read up, Isaiah. We still have some guys in the building. So, but I do believe, though, that Hobbs is going to leave. I could be wrong. If we get a hometown discount and, maybe his, a lot of teams aren't that big on Nate Hobbs, maybe we can bring him home on an inexpensive deal. But I do believe that we're going to move on from him and potentially Trayvon Merrick, where he's going to be looking at roughly $12 to $15 million per. And that's a lot. So, but yes, salute to Maxx Crosby once again. For those who are just joining, he did sign a 3-year extension, new deal worth $106.5 million. That is $91.5 million guaranteed, making him the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL. And he will be getting paid roughly $35.5 million per. So salute to Maxx Crosby. Love it, man. This is the kind of, deal that you make, a new regime coming in and trying to set the tone immediately. Salute to John Spytek, salute to Tom Brady, salute to Pete Carroll and company. You love to see it. Now we can put that narrative to bed and move on from the Maxx Crosby talk. But I do have to say this, you guys. The Raiders went out today and signed a guy that I'm not high on at all, who had one of the worst years as an offensive lineman in the NFL last year. We went out and signed guard Alex Cappa. This is a guy that was previously in Tampa Bay when John Spytek was out there. He signed a 2-year, $11 million deal. That's $5.5 million per. This kid had a terrible year last year, you guys. Tied first for sacks allowed in the NFL, first in pressures allowed in the NFL, also first in hurries allowed. So this is tough. And he started a lot of games, you guys. Last season, he started 17 games, played in all 17 games for the Bengals. The year previously in 2023, started and played in all 17 games for the Cincinnati Bengals. 2022, 16 games, started 16 games. The guy is durable. In 2021 in Tampa Bay, started in all 17 games, played in 17 games. And then in 2020, played in 16, started in 16. 2019, where he started to really get the wheels turning in the NFL at the NFL level. Played in 13 games, started in the 13 games. And his rookie year in 2018, he only played in 6 games, starting in 0. But hopefully Spytek and company know what they're doing with this move. They kind of paid him borderline starter money, $5.5 million. It looks like he will potentially be fighting for a guard spot to be the starter this year on that O-line, next to the Colton Millers and JPJs of the world. What do you guys think about this, you guys? $11 million, a 2-year deal, 5.5 per, coming off the worst year in his career at the NFL level. So I don't like this pickup at all. I know Spytek is very familiar with him, and maybe he's just betting on the fact that he had a down year in Cincinnati. that O-line wasn't great at all by any means. Just collectively, the O-line was not good. So maybe him coming out here to Las Vegas, playing next to the JPJs, having a Colton Miller on the line, and we're probably going to go pick up some depth and maybe even a starter in this year's draft. And we may not even be done in free agency, you guys. We may still go pay big for a guard in free agency when that starts next week. So stay tuned. But I'm not a fan of this pickup. I thought that we could have did better. This looks like a Cody Whitehair type move to me, Andres Pete kind of move to me. The familiarity with, the new GM and, last year we know the familiarity with Cody Whitehair and Luke Getsy and, so on and so forth, right? This kind of looks like that kind of move to me. And we do have a ton of money. So $5.5 million is not a ton to allocate towards a guy who has no Pro Bowls, no All Pros under his belt, but a guy that has started a lot of football games at the NFL level. So I have to say this. I'm not a big fan of the pickup, but it is what it is. Salute to Alex Cappa. He is a Raider moving forward. So the Raiders are busy today, you guys. We lock up our cornerstone defensive end, Maxx Crosby. And then it sounds as though behind the scenes, we're working on Robert Spillane right now. And also we go out and sign potentially your starting guard in this 2025 season with Alex Cappa. Just kind of betting on him kind of getting over that bad year. And I believe he's 30 years old right now. But once again, he's been durable, you guys. He's played a ton of football. So hopefully, in this system and what we got going on, he just gets a lot more productive than last year, because this is nasty work. Tied for first in sacks allowed, first in pressures allowed, first in hurries allowed. He was terrible in pass pro, you guys. Terrible in pass pro. So hopefully he can get over that hump this upcoming season and we can move forward with him. And he could be a big critical piece of this O-line moving forward. But he has to get better. He has to get better. Salute to Hooligan Nation. Sitting in a blizzard, but I'm a happy man with this Maxx extension. Salute to my guy. Me too, my brother. Definitely. I appreciate you on the $5 special. I'm so excited to see Maxx potentially, finish his career in the silver and black. You don't really see too much of that, right? Drafted to a team and potentially ending his career with the same team. Hopefully this is the way this goes. And I love the presser, man. He's here to win, 5 years sober now. I love Maxx Crosby's story. I just love his story. So hopefully he gets healthy. Christian Wilkins is healthy next to him. Hopefully we bring back Malcolm Kuntz. Hopefully Tyree Wilson takes that next step in year 3. Hopefully maybe we bring Adam Butler back if the deal was right. And we can run it back and Maxx is at full strength and we can get that D-line clicking, because I expect big things from that defensive line with Rob Leonard back in the fold and all these guys healthy. Salute to Hooligan, man. Salute to the 1,000 people in the building. Appreciate you guys. Big Game James became a member today, man. Salute to you. Appreciate you for becoming a Green Dot Game. Once again, you guys, if you missed out on some of those gifted ones, or just like Big Game James became a member, hit the link. It's pinned up top. My brother, I appreciate you. It means a lot, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I believe I'm almost caught up. All right, boom, I'm caught up. So, Dominique, man, look, Meredith's going to be here. He'll be here as well. And he had a good year for us last year. This guy has been a guy that's been kind of off the roster, on the roster, and kind of a spot starter and so on and so forth. Had a good season for us last year. I would not be mad about Meredith if he wins that job. I like Jordan Meredith a lot. Definitely do. And also, you guys, for those who did not see this, salute real quick as well to Detective Spy Tech. Well earned from Max. Salute and thanks for the live stream. Salute to you, my brother. Thank you so much on the $2 special. I don't know if you guys seen this today. DK Metcalf has officially asked the Seattle Seahawks for a trade. This has Raiders written all over it. I'm telling y'all right now, I have a feeling that just a lot of stuff is going to start coming into fruition pretty quick. Okay. I don't find this a coincidence that Maxx Crosby on his show says, bring Aaron Rodgers into Las Vegas. I would love him to be here. And he was right, you guys. He had a good year last year of production-wise, stat-wise, right? Dealing with a terrible Jets team, the ground game, the offensive line, got Devontae in at the end of the season, right? It takes a while to get right with that Achilles injury, right? I mean, Kirk Cousins, just like Max said, struggled last year coming back from it. You know, Aaron Rodgers struggled early on in the season, trying to come back from it. I'm telling y'all now, man, these guys, they got some plans in motion right now. I don't find it a coincidence that Maxx Crosby brought up Aaron Rodgers and said that he would love for him to be in the silver and black in Las Vegas. You know, Tom Brady has ties to Aaron Rodgers. You know, they know each other very well. I think that he would be great in Pete Carroll. I mean, in Chip Kelly's system. Yes, he doesn't have the mobility that he used to have. You guys, I'm not acting as though this guy's going to be RPOing and taking off for 40 yards. It's not going to happen, right? It's not going to happen with Aaron Rodgers, but he's a very, very smart quarterback. Very smart quarterback. Look, I was not high on bringing in Aaron Rodgers when I thought about the likes of maybe a Matthew Stafford or you know, we were talking about other options out there. I'm still a firm believer in Justin Fields. I know a lot of people don't feel me on that, which is cool. I think he would be great in Chip Kelly's scheme. But then DK Metcalf asks for a trade, knowing that we need a number one wide receiver. You know, Jacoby, a lot of people think that he could be the guy. Well, look, he just put up 1,000 yards for the first time last year, okay? I don't want to jump the gun here. He has one more year left on his deal. Look, I love Jacoby. Jacoby is not a number one option. Now, we have another guy in Brock Bowers who essentially is. You know, and I see a lot of people out there saying, you know, that they would move Michael Mayer for a fourth, a fifth, or a sixth. I'm not one of them, okay? I know we're going to be kind of all over the place here, but we're talking about the offense. The thing is this. Brock is going to play all over the place, okay? He'll be in the slot. He'll be lined up outside. He'll be lined up at H-back. He'll be all over the place. You still want that traditional tight end. And this is the thing, you guys. A lot of people say, well, maybe he asked out. Well, that wasn't what the news was. The news was that the Raiders were getting calls for Michael Mayer, that we weren't looking to trade Michael Mayer, but other teams were interested in trading for his services. So it doesn't sound like the Raiders are, you know, interested in moving him. They're just fielding calls and seeing what's out there like they would for any other player out there. You know what I mean? But I'm not moving on from Michael Mayer, me personally. I'm just not going to do that. Yes, he had a situation, a personal thing last year where he missed 6 games and yeah, the production wasn't there. And yes, we got Brock Bowers. You know, we drafted him in the first round, you know, right after we took Michael Mayer in the second where we moved up to get him. I know it's a different regime, you know, and all that. I don't want to move on from Mayer. I don't know if this is a part of the puzzle where, you know, you Seattle's calling, they say, give us Mayer and a fourth round pick for DK. Okay. Then you can pull the trigger. But I'm a Notre Dame guy. I watched this kid at the collegiate level, man. He is phenomenal. He is phenomenal. He just hasn't been able to put it all together. You know, in year 1, the offense was struggling. Year 2, the offense is struggling, right? Last year, he went through his situation. You know, he started to get better in the blocking game last year. I don't know if you guys seen that, you know, with Michael Mayer, but I do not want to move on from Michael Mayer. But once again, it doesn't sound to me he wants out. I mean, last year he even said that this is the greatest organization. They helped him get through what he was going through. I'm not moving Michael Mayer just to say I'm moving Michael Mayer, because once again, then you have to go get another tight end. You have to have another tight end too. And honestly, Michael Mayer can be a tight end 1 at the NFL level. There's a reason why all these teams are calling for his services, you guys. And it makes sense for McVay, right? They need another tight end. They got Higbee out there, but they can use him. He could be their future. McVay was trying to trade up to get, to get Brock Bowers. I think that's one of the teams that's interested in bringing them in. Indianapolis can probably use another tight end. There's other teams out there that could potentially, maybe Seattle can as well. I do not want to move on from Michael Mayer. He has not even scratched the surface yet, you guys. He's on a rookie deal. We moved up to get him in the second round. I understand we're not going to do a 10 or 12 personnel with Chip Kelly. This is not going to be the Luke Getsy system. I understand that, but I'm not moving Michael Mayer just to move Michael Mayer. I think that he's too good of a football player, and I think this year we're going to see what he can do as a tight end with Brock moving all over the place, being that chess piece that, you know, you can line up everywhere. Once again, in the backfield, slot, outside, so on and so forth. You still want to have that traditional tight end on the roster, and I think that why move on from Michael Mayer unless you can get, you know, a 3rd round pick. If you get a 3rd round pick, hey man, then you got him for a second. Then you can kind of look around and say, okay, that makes sense. This is a deep tight end class as well, you guys. So for people to be calling for Michael Mayer, it kind of speaks volumes of what player they think he can be. This is a very, very deep class at the tight end spot. So for people to be calling about Michael Mayer still being on a rookie deal, but they can go get one in this year's draft class. There's a phenomenal group of tight ends in this draft class. So let me see. Let me catch up real quick, you guys. I know I'm missing out on some stuff. I see my brother Hug D's in the building. Salute to the GOAT, my father himself. And I think I missed, boom, Gifted 5, man. Salute to my guy. Appreciate you. Salute to all the new Green Dot Gang members in the building because of my brother and my father himself, Hug D's. Always good to see my brother in the building, man. Appreciate you as always. If you guys missed out on those 5, hit the link. It's pinned up top. You already know. So the Rosetown, Brock is an unstoppable force. This is facts. Facts. So why move on from Michael Mayer? You know, Brock being doubled and tripled and bracketed, that allows Michael Mayer to get some reps in the offense as well moving forward. Yes, Flores is not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen at all. You're not. I personally don't see that happening at all. I think that that ship has sailed. I think that there's no way that Devontae will come back to the Raiders. I think there's a few players in the building that would not like the addition of bringing him back. There may be a few that would love him, but I don't think, you know, that makes any sense for us. I think that Devontae goes back home to California, whether that's the Niners. They're making some moves. They got rid of Debo. He went to the Commanders. It looks like they're about to be shopping Brandon Ayuk. Maybe they bring in Devontae at a cheap, inexpensive deal. He's from EPA, right around the corner from Santa Clara. That makes sense. But I can see him with the Rams. I can see Sean McVay making a move for Devontae, inexpensive 1B to Puka 1A. That'd be a great pickup for the Rams and Matthew Stafford bringing in Devontae, or even the Chargers. Maybe he wants to kind of get back at the Raiders a little bit, play him twice a year. They need a wide receiver. Could see him going out there with Jim Harbaugh. Me, no. We kind of played that game. Didn't work. Move on. Salute to 2-4, man. Appreciate you, brother. Grateful for today's live. Glad you made it home safe. Thank you, brother. I didn't think I was going to make it. Yesterday was terrible, bro. Sick at the Detroit airport. Sat there for 7-8 hours. Delay after delay after delay. Got here to Texas about 3 a.m. Had to catch a lift from there to here. I'm just whooped. I'm tired. It took everything in me to be able to do this show today. So I'm grateful for you guys being here with me, even though I'm all stuffy and barely can breathe. Salute to DeMarcus, my dog, gifting $20. Man, I appreciate you, my brothers. Thank you so much. DeMarcus has been a proud supporter of the channel for many moons. I just want to say thank you, Webb. I appreciate you so much. Salute to Chris as well, gifting 5 OLV Raiders Network memberships. Salute to my dog. Man, we're growing every day because of you guys, man. Salute to Chris for Raiders. Salute to Will Duncan. Now trade a 3rd for DK. Move up to 1 for Ward and get you the best running back available in round 2. Well, there's some rumors out there as well, you guys, about, and I know some of you guys won't like it, but sounds like we're being kind of tied to Najee Harris. And I'm not shocked. I seen this coming. The Marshawn Lynch connection with Pete Carroll, right? Marshawn Lynch connection with Najee Harris, him the one representing him, his marketing agency, Beast Mode, makes all the sense in the world. I can see Najee Harris being a Raider, being that big body running back that Pete Carroll looks for, and then you go get one in the draft, and now you don't have to get 2. So at that point, you wouldn't have to get a running back in round 2. Well, you can go get one in the later rounds because a Devin Neal potentially would be available, right? A Giddens, out of Kansas State. There's a few other guys out there that you can look at. Ollie Gordon, there in the 4th, 5th, 6th round potentially, right? But in this year's draft, if we do not get a Najee or one of those type of guys, I'm getting a running back in round 2 for sure. But I would trade a 3rd. I get rid of that Devontae pick. You re-up DK, pay him a nice chunk of change, get him right, and then that'd be interesting. Move up for Ward. Okay. Well, we're going to talk about that. You know what? We're going to talk a lot about the quarterback position in the combine and what I heard. I have a show lined up tomorrow, you guys, Coffee and Convo. We'll talk a lot about what I heard about Ward and Shador and a lot of these other guys. So stay tuned. Salute to my guy, Will. Salute to Flores, man, on the $2 holla, man. Like MM. But if we move on, what's the most we could get? I mean, that's the big question, right? What can you get for him? I'm not taking personally anything, less than a 3rd, and you're not going to get a 3rd for Michael Mayer. He hasn't played enough. He hasn't put enough film out there. He hasn't had enough production. You know what I mean? But I think that he could be a guy. I think that he could be a dog. I think, honestly, the most you would get for a Michael Mayer at this point, Flores, is like a 5th round pick. Like a 5th round pick. There's not a ton of tape out there for him. He missed a ton of ball games last year, like 6 games. Once again, the production has not been insane. You know what I mean? So, I mean, what can you honestly expect from him? Honestly, what can you expect? Yeah, he was an early round draft pick, took him at 30, at 35 in the second round, moved up to get him. But last year he had 21 catches for 156 yards, you guys. In his rookie year, 27 receptions, 304 yards, 2 touchdowns, and that's in 14 games. So there's not a ton of production there. So I don't know what you're really thinking you're going to get for him. At best, probably a 5th round pick. And I think that Michael Mayer is worth more than a 5th round pick. So why move him just for the sake of moving him? Because you have Brock Bowers. Let's not forget, you guys, that injuries happen in the NFL. And I don't want to put that out there. Knock on wood. Brock has had some injuries that he's had to deal with, ankle stuff at Georgia. And, he's been beat up at the NFL level. Injuries occur. Why not have a guy like Michael Mayer there just in case, as the security blanket, if a Brock goes down, and not even just that, him as your traditional tight end, a guy that, plays the game like the traditional tight end. I'm not just moving him just to move him. Salute to Ant, man. Salute to the 1,300 people here in the building. Appreciate you guys so much. Zach Bond is off the table. Where did he go? I did not see what happened with Zach Bond. Did the Philly bring him back? Salute to Ant, my dog. Gifting 5 OLV Raiders Network memberships. Appreciate you, my brother, as always. Once again, you guys, if you missed out on those 5, hit the link. It's pinned up top. Ant, my brother, appreciate you, man. Salute to Hug. Salute to the brother Graphk. Glad you got home safe, King. Almost a dub in 47 days straight in the gym. Commitment to health. I love it, brother. I love it. I love it. I love it. Salute to you, and continue to do your thing on your journey, man, with the working out stuff, brother. Salute to Hug, man. Love it, bro. Proud of you, man. D. Bernie says, Fannin Jr., if Mayer is traded. I don't want to take a tight end in this year's draft, though. You know what I mean? Like why? You know what I'm saying? And salute to you, my brother. You already know I rock with you heavy, but what is he going to say? He's definitely a possibility until he's not a possibility. He's going to be open to sign with any team that will bring him in. There's not too many teams that are looking for a quarterback right now outside of potentially the Giants, and maybe another team, maybe a Tennessee, would bring him in. Does he want to go to Tennessee? I heard that he owns some property down there, but maybe he stays in New York in the same building with the Giants. But Hondo's not hitting that's not really any. Yeah, he's a possibility. He's definitely a possibility. Salute to Uncle Hondo, but it's clear as day, and a possibility until he's not. Salute to Ant, man, as well, man. My boy AM in the building, man, gifting 5 OLV Raiders Network memberships. My brother, man, I love that Los Angeles Raiders flag in your default picture as well, brother. Salute to you. Appreciate you, man. Salute to all the new members in the building. But what do you guys think, man? I'm definitely making a move for DK Metcalf. Him, Pete Carroll, the connection is there. He kind of fell out of favor this year as the wide receiver 1. He had almost 1,000 yards. Then he had 998 yards receiving. But Jackson is the number 1 target out there, the young kid out of Ohio State now. It makes sense to go to a team like the Raiders where you can be the clear-cut number 1 guy. There's going to be other teams fighting for his services, you guys. I wouldn't be shocked if the Chargers, make the call. Wouldn't be shocked if potentially Buffalo makes the call. There's some other teams out there looking for wide receiver help that can definitely probably maybe even offer something earlier than we would. But it's going to be interesting to see how interested Pete Carroll and company would be to bring in the likes of a DK Metcalf, that big body X receiver you can line up on the outside. Could you imagine him, Brock, Trey Tucker, Michael Mayer? Jacoby, God, man, bro. Good luck stopping that. Salute to my guy, Ant, man. Salute to Steele. Salute to my guy. Graphk, would you bring Lockett in as well? I don't think there's really a need for him. Hardy, had a great career with Seattle, and he'll find a job, regardless. I know that Pete Carroll loves him and enjoyed his time with him in Seattle. He put up a ton of production when Pete was out there. But we have a young slot guy in Trey Tucker. I don't want to bring in a 30-plus Tyler Lockett to potentially take reps away from Trey Tucker. If they do decide on bringing him in, I'm here for it. It is what it is. It's not my job to determine who, fits this roster and who doesn't. But I'm just going to say I wouldn't want to take reps away from the likes of a Trey Tucker, bringing in a 30-plus Lockett who's on his way out. You know, if this was a year where you just took Trey Tucker in the draft and he's year one and you want a guy in front of him that he can learn from, great. But this is what, year 3 with Trey Tucker now, right? Like, just hand the keys to him and let him be the guy for you. He's shown that he can be, you know, a big play guy for you when the quarterbacks can find a way to get to put the football in his hands, right? I don't think there's a real reason to go out there and bring in a guy like him who could take away reps from the likes of a Trey Tucker who's on a rookie deal. And we spent a 3rd-round draft pick on him, you know, coming out of Cincinnati. So honestly, I wouldn't do that. If someone wants Mayer, they got to pay top money, but he ain't for sale. Hey, man. Once again, GA, from what I heard, we were just fielding calls. It didn't sound like we were trying to, trying to get people. You got to get Michael Mayer, and we're trying to get him off this roster. That didn't sound like what it was at all. To be real, sounds like other teams are interested, and they just want to see, kind of gauge, you know, where we are in terms of potentially moving on from him. Simple as that. Real quick, salute to everybody here in the building. As always, I appreciate you guys so much for rocking me. Make sure you guys wipe them feet, hit them thumbs up. If you guys are not subscribed yet, what are you guys waiting on? Also, once again, salute. Let's pay some bills to our proud sponsors over at BetUS, you guys. This live stream is powered by BetUS. Head over there and get 150% bonus on your first deposit, 125% bonus on your next 2 deposits using promo code YouTube150, the fastest payouts in the industry, up to $2,000. If you are a bettor, nobody does it better than BetUS. Make sure to head over there. Tell them Graphk Raider sent you. Once again, salute to our proud sponsors over at BetUS. Get some questions in, you guys, for those who are just joining. We talked about our Raiders going out there and making Maxx Crosby the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL. The news broke earlier this morning. A 3-year deal worth $106.5 million. With $91.5 million guaranteed. He will be paid now $35.5 million. So he's resetting the market there at the edge rusher position. So once again, like Ian put it out there, Myles Garrett is salivating. Micah Parsons, who needs a new deal, is salivating. Trey Hendrickson, who needs a new deal, is salivating right now at Maxx Crosby getting this type of money. So once again, salute to Maxx Crosby. I never doubt in my mind. I know we had to talk about, you know, this a lot. You know, I always assumed it was the money. Now, if it was a situation where he wanted to move, once again, I think that Max would have stated that. Get me out of here. I want to go somewhere else. I don't think I can win here. But never a doubt in my mind that it wasn't about the money, that he just wanted a new deal, re-him up. He was excited, talked about now having kind of generational money where he could take care of his family and, you know, the pressure's off a little bit and so on and so forth. You just love to see it, man. Great day for a great person and a great football player, Maxx Crosby. Salute to him and his family on the big deal that happened today. They just restructured Dak. I know they restructured CeeDee Lamb the other day. So, hey, man, maybe they're freeing up some money and they're going to take care of their guy, Micah Parsons, now, which makes all the sense in the world. He deserves it. Micah is balled out for Dallas, man. He deserves a new deal. But they still need some work. You know, they need some work out there in Dallas right now on that roster, you know, but that's interesting. I mean, he needed to. And once CeeDee Lamb put it out there, I don't know if you guys seen the tweet. He put it out there and was like, well, it can't, pretty much in a nutshell, this isn't verbatim. It can't stop at me. Other people got to do it too for this to work. So I think CeeDee Lamb put a little bit of pressure on his quarterback and the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. So salute to Adam. Love that content. Salute to my guy, man, Adam Sweeney in the building. Yes, I want to say this real quick as well. Salute to Rosetown. Yes, sounds as though Renfrow officially retired from the NFL today. I didn't see the actual post, but I did see someone post something along the lines of he works for some recycling company or owns a recycling company, I believe, in the Carolinas. So I just love to see guys like this survive the game, move on from the game, and do something else and be able to still provide for their family. So it looks as though Renfrow is officially gone from the NFL. A lot of us were asking so many questions. Where is he? I mean, I wasn't even talking about bringing him back as a Raider. I'm just like, where the hell is Hunter Renfrow? You know, those hits to the head, they add up. And I think that his family probably pulled him to the side because he's a tough dude and said, hey, man, if you care about your health long-term, get out while you can. And he did. So it is what it is. So he said Renfrow came out and said he didn't retire. Oh, no, I didn't see that. But either way, you know, I'm seeing a lot of people saying that he retired, but it sounds as though he's working and he's happy in the Carolina area doing his thing. I saw a post that Renfrow disputed. Well, where is that, though? Where is that? Let me see. I'm going to look this up real quick. And once again, for those who didn't see, we did go out and sign an offensive lineman today. And I'm not really happy about this move. But yeah, here we go, you guys. Here's our new guard right here. Alex Cappa, tied for first in sacks allowed, first in pressures allowed, first in fucking everything. Hurries allowed as well. So Alex Cappa, 2-year deal, $11 million, 5.5 per. Yeah, didn't like that pickup at all. But once again, he is a Spy Tech guy, Tampa Bay guy. Makes sense. Let me see. I didn't see where Hunter Renfrow was. Real quick, you guys, I want to see if I've never even seen Hunter Renfrow tweet ever. Oh, shit. So maybe I'm lying. NFL Rumors put it out there and said former Raiders Hunter Renfrow has announced his retirement. Hunter tweeted an hour ago and stated, just when I thought about making a comeback, I get hit with this bombshell. I guess I shouldn't have started working out again 2 months ago. Okay, I'm going to take back everything I just said. Even though it does sound like he was working behind the scenes at some company or something like that. But I want to look this up real quick. Hold on. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Let me see. Where is this shit at? They said that he works for recycling NSC.com, South Carolina Department of Commerce. Could be wrong. Could be a troll post. You never know. That's what it said. That's what it said, Sider. Or maybe he's just playing into it and saying that he just started working out 2 months ago. Who's to say? I don't know. Once again, you guys, we also talked about Seahawks superstar wide receiver DK Metcalf asking to be traded out of Seattle. There's going to be a lot of teams looking at this kid, but I do believe that we will have the upper hand with Pete Carroll in the building. It just depends on who we bring in at the quarterback position. I don't think that DK would want to leave Seattle where, you know, Geno Smith is to play with the likes of an Aiden O'Connell. That's no knock to Aiden O'Connell, you know, but I think that he'd want to go somewhere where there's an upgrade at the quarterback position. So if he does end up a Raider, it's going to be interesting to see when we decide on bringing in one of these veteran guys, whether it's an Aaron Rodgers or a Russell Wilson, because look, if it's not Aaron Rodgers, you guys, there's a lot of rumors and rumblings of potentially Justin Fields going back to Pittsburgh. It sounds like that is a guy that they're still high on in Pittsburgh and that they're going to move on potentially from Russell Wilson. So it'd be so funny to see all this play out. This guy goes here. Matthew Stafford returns. Sam Darnold, which it sounds like they're moving on for a short-term deal in Minnesota. It's not official yet. They did not tag him, but it sounds like they're working towards a mutual agreement to keep him there for another year or two, right? So you take Sam Darnold off the board. If Justin Fields goes to Pittsburgh and stays there, which it sounds like may be very, you know, it may happen. You're looking at Aaron Rodgers, who What if he goes to New York? What if he stays in New York and goes to the Giants? Potentially, all you have left is a Zach Wilson and a Russell Wilson, Mr. Unlimited, you guys. So I would rather go lock up Aaron Rodgers immediately, than bring in the likes of overpaying Sam Darnold. Let me just say that. Instead of overpaying Sam Darnold. Basson, you got to be trolling. There's a lot going on in the NFL today, though. So Zach Bond did agree to a 3-year, $51 million deal, which is nice. For Philly. Yeah, I would rather pay A-Rod, for a year or two than even try to pay top dollar for a Sam Darnold. It makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to me at all. I think we put a tenure on Jordan Meredith. I think that's what happened. Let me see. Jordan Meredith, Raiders news. Could have swore we had like a tenner on him or something. But I think he will remain a Raider. Salute to Cap. Walk with me, Graphk. Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, Jacoby, Trey Bowers, and Shador/Cam. It's a lot of moving parts right there, Cap. And there's no real reason to go out there and get Tyler Lockett and the DK Metcalf. That's way too much. I would rather take DK Metcalf and just go get one of these receivers in this year's class. Get one in the middle rounds. Get you a Ricky White III. Go ahead and get you, a Nick Nash out of San Jose State. Bring in one of those guys. There's no reason to bring in two guys in free agency or trade for one and then go get another one in free. I wouldn't want to do that. And then also remember that they allowed Chip Kelly to go get their guy, his guy from Philadelphia, former UCLA product, which I think will be a camp body. But I don't think there's any reason for these guys to go out there and bring in the likes of a Tyler Lockett and a DK Metcalf. I think this is a nice wide receiving group, and you can go get one in the middle rounds and just go get a DK Metcalf. Let me see. Yeah, man. The gout, bro. Salute to my guy, bro. The gout, bro. And once again, we did not raw dog. We didn't talk about this yet. But we did not raw dog. That didn't sound right. Pause. But we did not 729 release Minshew yet. The news came out today that we will be moving on from him. It just hasn't happened yet. But we will be moving on from. We all knew this, right? We all knew this. We all knew that we were not going to keep Minshew around. The writing was on the wall already. There's no way you keep him around. Last year was insanity. And I kind of feel bad for him as well. Luke Gessie didn't help him at all. But he will be cut very, very soon. And we'll save a shit ton of money. I believe $7-8 million, somewhere in that range. And then, you go out and find your veteran quarterback in free agency. Salute to Hug. Bay Area beat writer. Drew. Nope. 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 Hug. Nope. 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 Salute to CGR, my guy in the building. I appreciate you, brother. Keep up that great work, man. Thank you, my brother. We're going to be live all week long, you guys. Once again, I'm not leaving yet. I spent some time with our brother Stu. He was going through a lot out there. We ended up leaving Indianapolis, didn't go to the combine because there was a lot going on. Me and him drove to Michigan in the middle of the night, stayed in Saginaw for a couple of days, and I ended up driving out to Detroit yesterday, an hour and a half outside. So there was a lot going on. So I didn't get to do any content or any work. I got sick out there. Stu's sick now. My whole family's sick. Everybody on a flight was sick last night. So, there was a lot going on. So I took the last 4 days off, Usually I don't. I hate missing that many days of doing this. You know what I mean? But we're back. We're rocking. And we got a bunch of shows lined up. So stay tuned. Yes, Nomad, next Monday, we will be live with my brother Scout. So for those who missed the Raiders.Scout shows, Scout started over here years ago. He's doing great things out there being a scout at Appalachian State. He hit me up this morning and said, Monday, let's do it. So we'll have a show on Monday. Definitely stay tuned. Scout will be back on the show very, very soon. We're going to be talking about free agency. Let's see. Sean says, if you get A-Rod, got to build the line like your life depends on it. And draft GT, second Milrow, Howard, or Dart, or Shaw. Tyler's starting to gain a lot of movement, a lot of traction in this year's draft, the kid out of Louisville. And rightfully so. The only thing that's a knock on him is his age, right? Howard, we'll just talk about it now. It is what it is. We'll do a show tomorrow and we'll talk about something else. It is what it is. Howard struggled. We talked to a lot of people. I know you guys seen the film, seen the tape. He struggled to throw the football out there. And it is difficult to throw to receivers you have no chemistry with, no camaraderie with. I understand. I'm not going to give him just a ton of grace because you got to go out there and do your job. But, yeah, it was tough to watch him throw the football. It was tough to watch him throw the football at the combine. But Howard is better than that, you guys. He had a down day at the combine. It happens. Shit happens. I mean, look, Milrow was missing wide receivers left and right. But once again, that arm strength, the athleticism, his build, like people are excited about Milrow. A lot of people were pinpointing him to the Raiders saying that we were excited, about him and so-called interested in him and Quinn Ewers. Like, I mean, if Quinn Ewers is the Raider, you guys, if that's the plan, let me just say, if that's the plan, I'm not mad if they take him in the later rounds and use him as a developmental guy. Like if they go get Quinn Ewers, I can pretty much just wrap this shit up. We can pretty much just wrap this shit up. For those who are new to my channel, are not new to my channel, been around for many moons. Look, I will go work back at Costco again. And salute to Costco. Great job. I'll go back over there. Like if we go get Quinn Ewers and he's the guy to be the guy in this, just let's just go ahead and just wrap this shit up. We'll stop at 28,000 subscribers, delete this shit. We'll move on to greener pastures because that is not the situation that's going to change what's happening out here. I also think that Tom knows that. I think that Pete Carroll knows that. I think John Spytek knows that. So yes, it's easy to say that you were moved by Quinn Ewers being out there or a Milrow out there. Yeah, I mean, some of these guys possess some traits that you look at and you're like, man, that can get by in the next level. But I also believe that a lot of this stuff, you guys, was also personality, speaking to the young men and saying, wow, I was really like intrigued by the way this kid handled the pressure during the interviewing process. Damn, I heard this and that wasn't that in our interviewing process. There's so many things that go into these this combine situation, the whole experience. It's not just going out there and throwing the football. It's not just going out there and your broad jump and how many reps you hit. There's so much more to it. There's so much more to it. You know what I mean? And look, if Milrow is a Raider, and let's just say he falls and we bring him in as like a developmental guy because he possesses the kind of athleticism that Chip Kelly would probably love in his system. But once again, he struggles with short intermediate passes. He struggles with accuracy. He has all the arm in the world, his legs. I mean, he can get ghost at the drop of a hat, right? He could be something at the next level, but it's the things that make a quarterback, reading the defenses and once again, those short intermediate bing. He struggles with all that. He struggles with all of it. And once again, if you're going to go use an early round draft pick on a Jalen Milrow, just pay Justin Fields. Just pay Justin Fields. I've said this a million times. Just pay him. Why use some draft capital when you can bring in Justin Fields for a year or two? Probably going to be inexpensive. I think what was his spot track, like $6.6 million or something like that? It's not a lot of money. I'd rather pay Justin Fields, a guy who's won some football games at the NFL level, than bringing a guy that's probably not going to be ready for many moons. So I'm not buying into all the hype. All the Raiders are intrigued by Quentin Ewers. They're intrigued by just Milrow and so on and so forth. Man, come on, man. There's so much that goes into this. There's so much that goes into this shit. If they meet him, they talk to him. They say, "Hey, wow, I left really like with a positive note with this kid." There's more that goes into it than just, come on, man. I don't think just because they're good guys, they're good kids, the Raiders are going to spend draft capital by bringing them in because they're not phenomenal football players, i.e. Quinn Ewers. I watched him. I live in Texas. Quinn Ewers is not him. Yeah, my immune system is ass, bro. Facts. Still to my guy, 2-4. I definitely stopped taking my vitamins and shit, too, so I need to get back on it. My wife was on me about that shit the other day. Definitely got to get back on it. But every time the weather changes, I start getting cooked. You know what I mean? So, and I've been traveling a lot, different time zones. There was snow in Saginaw. Then out here it's hot and sunny. You know what I mean? It's just like, and then there's tornadoes and wind. There's just so much shit going on right now. Salute to my guy 2-4 though. I appreciate you, brother. Let me see. Yeah, man. It's going to be fun, Caps. It's going to be fun. There's a lot of moving and shaking right now, Caps. And I'm excited, man. The one name that I keep hearing about that may be interesting, you guys, I know the injuries, and I've talked about it because I'm like, and once again, what does this mean for, the likes of a Trey Tucker and so on and so forth? But he's younger than the Tyler Lockett is Chris Godwin, a guy that when healthy is one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. I mean, he started the year last year off crazy, insanity out there in Tampa Bay, and then the injury bug got him. You know what I mean? Keep an eye on Chris Godwin. Where is he going to go? We shall see. That's the name to keep an eye on, a guy that Spy Tech is heavily tied to with their time in Tampa Bay. So that's the name I'm keeping an eye on. We went and got Cappa, so I don't know what we're looking at in terms of Becton, unless they're looking at, Cappa as a guy that's like just a rotational piece. But at $5.5 million, I don't think they're going to use him as a guy that doesn't start football games for you. So honestly, I don't think Becton will be a Raider. I was kind of excited about the thought of potentially bringing him in, but we already put $11 million towards Cappa. I don't think we're going to do that. But there's going to be a few names out there. And once again, Flores, right? Godwin probably coveted by Tom Brady too. Tom Brady knows more than anybody what Godwin can do. Facts. But I'm waiting to hear the Aaron Rodgers talk. Max put it out there that he would love it. And I don't know if you guys seen this. We talked about it a few weeks ago, where Max mentioned Aaron a few weeks ago about potentially being with the Raiders. Like he said this a couple times on his podcast on The Rush. So I'm not shocked that he mentioned it again. But I do want to see, where this guy is going to, wind up. That's a name that I'm keeping an eye on. Godwin's a name to keep an eye on. And then I'm looking at some of our guys. The big one for me is I think Spillane, because I'm hearing some rumblings. And I think I seen Scouts say something along the lines of him talking to somebody as well that both sides are working on a deal. So I think that we're hearing the same thing here. It sounds like we're working with something with Spillane. That's not to say that the deal will get done. Will get done here. Things happen in the NFL, but I do believe that they're trying to get it done before free agency starts. I'd expect Spillane to remain a Raider and stick around, but I'm keeping an eye on Malcolm Koonce. Keeping an eye on Malcolm Koonce. See, like where is he going? Our young pass rusher that missed all last season with the knee injury. That's a big name that I'm keeping an eye on moving forward. So, but hey, wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. If you guys are not subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Boom. Yeah, right, Ryan. No. You guys are terrible today. Terrible. Disgusting. Sweeney, I would love to bring Chasen back. I think he had a good year for us last year. Can he replicate that? Right? What is that going to cost? If it's inexpensive, I would love to bring him back as a rotational guy. I would love it. And Adam Butler wants to be a Raider. He wants to be here. The thing is, you know, do they think that they can go get a defensive tackle in this year's draft class on a rookie deal? And it's a deep, deep group. It's a deep group. You're already paying. Let's just say you bring back Malcolm Kuntz, right? So now Kuntz has a new deal. You just paid Wilkins. You just paid Max. Do they want to pay Adam Butler? A guy that's, you know, what is he, 28, 29, somewhere along that line, getting up there in that 30 range? I don't know if they would want to pay Adam Butler unless the price tag was right. Because once again, this is a deep class. Would I love Adam Butler back? Hell yeah. I think he fits this defense perfectly. I think he fits this defensive line perfectly. I think the energy that he brings is phenomenal. I would love to have him back. But once again, I don't think that they'd want to pay him, you know, big money when they're already paying the likes of a Wilkins, a Max, and the potentially a Kuntz, especially when you can get one in this draft class. I'm telling you, the defensive tackle group is pretty deep in this year's group. Like, real talk. Salute to Roscoe, man. I appreciate you, my brother. Thank you so much on the 99-cent special, man, my brother. Appreciate you, man. Salute to Sholo, man, as well. Schultz just mentioned the Chargers and DK. Yeah, that makes sense. What did they struggle with last year? What did they struggle with? Herbert, his number one option was a slot guy, a rookie out of Georgia. You know what I mean? They need that out. They needed outside presence. Makes all the sense in the world. You know, Q started to put it together a little bit out there, Quentin Johnston last year, but they need a number one option out there. And it makes total sense why they would do it. They got a nice chunk of change out there. I believe they have a full draft class, right? So, and they already have their quarterback out there. At least they think they do with Justin Herbert. So, Chargers make a ton of sense. Let's see. Graphk, in your wait, if Shedeur is there at 6, do the Raiders take him? Gut feeling. My gut feeling will never change. If he's there at 6, which I believe he will be, with all this noise and all this stuff happening, the one team to me, well, honestly, you can go Giants too, right? But I just have this nagging suspicion the Giants aren't going to pull the trigger on Shedeur. I think they're going to go get a veteran guy, and then they'll draft it. Maybe they'll get a Jackson Dart or something. I can see that happening. But it's Cleveland. What is Cleveland going to do? You know, what are they going to do? Are they going to move Myles Garrett? And if they do, you're starting from scratch. Do they go get a quarterback and build around Shedeur? That's a team that I keep hearing a lot that is like a big question mark around Shedeur. Like, they like him and Cam. So keep an eye on Cleveland there too. I can still see Trav going there. I can see if Tennessee moves out, I can see Abdul Carter going too if they move on from Myles Garrett. But honestly, I still think Shedeur is going to end up a Raider. I do. I think Shedeur will be a Raider. The connection to Tom Brady, them wanting a quarterback that possesses poise and that is already used to the bright lights and in the big, you know, marketing deals and all that other shit, like a guy that's already coming into the building with his own money, has been around the game. I just think that they want a guy that they feel was mature enough to already get it done. And I think that with Tom Brady being in the fold and already being connected to Shedeur, helping develop him and having his phone open to talk to him, and, you know, anytime he needs an ear, it just makes sense. Salute to Gio. What's good, y'all? I'm late, so hell yeah to the Max extension. But what the F is the Cappa signing? Dude is awful by all statistical measures. Yeah, man. Once again, this is a move that SpyTech is just bringing in some familiarity. Gio, that's just how I'm kind of chalking it up as. 2-year, $11 million deal, 5.5 per. I don't know what the guaranteed money is yet. I don't know what that entails. But, you know, he's kind of paying him low-key starter money, right? This is just Spy probably thinking, okay, he had a down year last year. Let's get him involved in Las Vegas and let's see if he can, work it all out. So I don't like the move at all. Now, maybe this is a move that can be a sneaky move. We're like, wow, that actually panned out for us. But I look at it as a Cody White here, Andres Pete kind of move. And I'm not really big on this signing. We needed a guard. We needed some help. Cincinnati cut him a few days ago after having the worst year of his career, and now he's a Raider. So we'll see where this thing goes. Hopefully they can figure it out, because I don't honestly, I would never pay $11 million, 5.5 for a guy coming off the season that he had out there in Cincinnati, even though that whole O-line struggled, but nasty work. Let me see. Dino, so is this, you talking about Max's deal? It's $27 million in 2025, $23 million in 2026. So the $35 million per here cap hit won't kick in until 27. Okay. I'm not mad about that. You just lock down your best player on your roster at a premium price, but still a reasonable price tag. If that is the case, I'm not mad about that at all, Dino. Salute to you, man. Appreciate you. Love it. I'm just happy we locked down our guy. Nasty work. Nasty work, Hug. Nasty work. Nasty work. Also, there's been some other cuts going on around the NFL as well, you guys. And we'll talk about it. Get some questions in real quick before we get out of here, you guys. We just hit that hour mark. We're not going anywhere yet, but get some questions in before we leave. But there are some interesting moves around the NFL right now. And I just want to say real quick, I know we talked about him earlier in the show, but salute to Davante Adams, man. Salute. It's crazy, man, to see how excited we were to have him as a Raider. The fallout being so dramatic. Some of the stuff that I know behind the scenes that happened, and I kind of let you guys in on what was going on, right? To see the Jets leave a tweet that said that we have cut Davante Adams, it just kind of, it was like a kid waking up for Christmas Day kind of shit. Like, maybe I'm being Petty Hardaway here, maybe I'm being real Petty Hardaway, but I just found it very, very relaxing. It was like white noise to me. Like, it was just like, I just found that shit to be absolutely hilarious. DK Metcalf prefers contender per Scheffner. Now, I don't know who. What does that mean? The Chargers were in the playoffs last year. Maybe that's the team that's high on his board. Green Bay. That's a team that nobody's really mentioning here, you guys. Green Bay, maybe. What did Josh Jacobs say? We need number one wide receiver. Maybe. KC, DeMarcus. I would hate that. They just traded Thuney. I think that freed up $16 million. They traded him for a future 4th-round pick to the Chicago Bears. Chicago ain't playing right now, man. Ben Johnson is starting to stack up that O-line. Hey, man, Chicago, look, I hate Ben Johnson and what he got going on now because of the way that shit played out. But they're making some moves out there, man. I think they moved a 5th for Jonah Jackson, and they moved a future 4th for Joe Thuney. All-pro player. Jesus Christ. Yeah, no, facts. Oh, that's clear. He's already on an expiring deal right now. It's always been that, Frank. He's on an expiring deal. Now, the thing is this, right? If you bring in DK, what are you doing with Jacoby? Remember, you guys, he has 1 year left on his deal. He has 1 year left on his deal. So what are you doing with him? My bad, you guys. I need some coffee, man. I'm over here dying. That's hilarious, Gio. Hey, man. You know what's funny, Caps? He may not be a Pete guy, but he'll be a Pete guy. He will be a Pete guy. Pause. Anytime I've met anybody who said, who the hell is Jakobi Meyers? Put on some game tape, watch the game. Everybody becomes a Jakobi Meyers guy. Everybody. Everybody. He does all the dirty work. He'll block for you. Great route runner. Can play in the slot. Can move him outside. He can throw the football. College quarterback, right? He'll be a Pete Carroll guy. For sure. He's the type of guy who is an everybody type guy. Quiet, lunch pail, goes to work, does everything right. Yeah, Sean, he is kind of like our Crabtree 2.0. Facts. But even more quieter version. Yeah, see, 0 drops, bro. I don't know if you guys seen that too. The Raiders, I love the Raiders social media. They literally posted right when Devontae got cut, right when he got cut. Seconds later, they drop a picture of Jakobi, that stated he dropped nothing last year. Remember, Devontae had the case of the dropsies with the Raiders. So I do not find it wasn't a coincidence, you guys, that the Raiders put that up right when Devontae Adams was cut. That's why I kind of laugh when people say, will the Raiders bring him back? I don't think that's even in question if he can be a Raider again. I don't think it'll ever happen again. Regardless if he enjoys living in Vegas full time, if he's still there full time, I just don't see it happening. So, all right. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. If you guys are not subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We talked about Maxx Crosby and the new deal. We talked about the potential Michael Mayer trade with you guys. I said it and I'll say it again. I would not want to move on from Michael Mayer, especially for a late round pick, a 5th, 6th, or 7th. I don't think that you're going to find a better player in those rounds than you can have in Michael Mayer. I watched him every week at Notre Dame. If it wasn't for Brock Bowers and how great he was in Georgia, I think Michael Mayer could have won potentially a nice little trophy or two out there, some individual single awards out there in Notre Dame. But Brock is just so special, right? But again, if you're going to keep Brock Bowers moving around, which you should, because he's a Swiss Army knife, and you play him in the slot, put him at the H-back, put him outside, put him everywhere, you should keep a traditional type Michael Mayer, a guy that showed improvement in blocking last year and a guy that can get it done in the passing game as well. We just got to unlock him, and I think Chip Kelly can be the guy to do that. We talked about Alex Cappa, you guys. And what's funny is we didn't talk about him being a Bay Area guy. So he's from Dublin originally, you guys. 30 years old, 6'6", 310, played in 102 games. He's a Northern California guy. So he's very familiar with the Raiders, very familiar with John Spytek. They got a championship out there together. He's very familiar with Tom Brady, right? Championship together. So going to be interesting here. I'm not big on the, on the 2-year, $11 million deal. They're kind of giving him starter money, but it is what it is. Alex Cappa, after a terrible year last year, we're going to see if he can clean it up with the Raiders this upcoming year. Renfrow, you guys, a lot of people in the chat were saying that he announced his retirement. Now it makes sense. NFL rumors put it out there that he had announced his retirement. I didn't see that. I just seen something along the lines of him working at a job somewhere in South Carolina, but he came out and debunked that and said, just when I thought I was making a comeback, I get hit with this bombshell. Guess I shouldn't have started working out 2 months ago. So for those who are asking about Hunter Renfrow, it looks like he may be working on a return here very soon. Gonna be interesting. I don't know where he would go. But yeah, Hunter Renfrow looks like he is working on potentially come back to the NFL. A few other things around the NFL, you guys. Ian Rappaport put it out there. Eagles are re-signing standout all-pro linebacker Zach Bond to a 3-year, $51 million deal. Well deserved. That guy became one of the better linebackers in the last year's draft. That was a guy I was very high on in that draft class. It's great to see, him working wonders out there with Vic and that defense in Philadelphia. Had a phenomenal year. Also, Ian put it out there earlier. Seattle has officially released Tyler Lockett, who spent his entire career with the Seattle Seahawks. The Pete Carroll connection is there, so I understand you guys why a lot of people are mentioning him potentially being a Raider moving forward. He's getting older. The production is starting to dwindle a little bit. But would I be shocked if Pete brought him in? No, I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked at all. But I would rather stick with like a Trey Tucker or go bringing in even a younger version, Chris Godwin, a guy you can play in the slot a lot. The production is there when healthy. Lockett's getting up there. He's getting, what is he, 32, 33 years old? I don't think it makes any sense for bringing in Tyler Lockett. But, hey, man, salute to him. After 10 seasons in Seattle, they moved on from him. We talked about Maxx and the big-time deal, 3-year, $106.5 million extension, $91.5 million guaranteed, making him the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. I don't know how long that's going to last, you guys. We'll see Myles Garrett probably get something insane that'll top that. You'll probably see Micah Parsons eventually top that. He's just setting the new bar now, but we know how this goes year in and year out. People have the highest paid, they're the highest paid in the NFL, and then boom. At one point, Derek Carr was the highest paid player in the NFL. So, it happens. But salute to Maxx, $35.5 per year. And then once again, DK Metcalf asked to be traded out of Seattle. So we shall see. It sounds like he would like to go to a contender. There's some options out there: Buffalo, Green Bay, Chargers. So we'll see who is going to be the highest bidder to bring in a 27-year-old DK Metcalf who needs a new deal. He's working right now on an expiring deal. I believe he has one more year left on his deal, which is this year. So sounds like Seattle is shuffling the cards out there with their wide receiver room and potentially moving on from DK and also moving on from Tyler Lockett. There you have it. Kind of talked about everything right there. Also, yes, Foxdale, another guy that I was high on, Christian Kirk. Jacksonville moved on from him as well. They paid him a shit ton of money, and it has not worked out down there in Jacksonville. But what has worked out down there in Jacksonville, period, right? Christian Kirk, how old is he? Is he like 20, 28, 29? I want to see this. 28. He'll be 29 in November. A guy that, man, I'm going to be real, I was really, really, really high on before Jacksonville made him one of the highest paid receivers that year when he got paid. Last year, 27 receptions, you guys, 379 yards, 1 touchdown. Didn't have a great year by any means. This is a guy, 5'11", 200 pounds. I'm not even taking a look at. I was really high on him at Texas A&M in college. If he's healthy and unlocked, he could help some team. I just don't think that this would be the right move for us. He's only had one 1,000-yard year in his career. That was back in 2022, the first year that Jacksonville paid him. He had 1,100 yards. He had 8 touchdowns also. But before that, previously, the most he had was in 2021, which helped him get paid, was the 5-touchdown, 982 yards. Since then, Jacksonville, he had the 1,100, he had 700, he had 300, just starting to dwindle a little bit out there. But last year, he only played in 8 games. You know what I mean? In 2023, he played in 12 games. So he has dealt with some things. He's missed some football. But I would want to stay away from the likes of a Christian Kirk. I don't think it makes any sense. Personally. Let me see. Yeah, he definitely got overpaid like crazy. I wouldn't want – why? You know what's funny? I love that you brought that up. I've seen people flirt with the idea of sending Michael Mayer to the Niners because Kittle's getting up there in age for Jordan Mason. For what? For what? He's dealt with some injuries. Shanahan has kind of worked wonders with damn near every running back that he's ever had. I've seen some people say, send Michael Mayer to Seattle and go get Zach Charbonnet. Why? I like him too. UCLA product, the Chip Kelly connection. I like him. This is a deep class. It's a deep running back group. Like, why would you go trade for a running back? You know, Mondo, like, why would you go get a Jordan Mason? Why would you go get a Charbonnet? Like, why? I don't understand it when you have a guy who was a blue chip guy coming out of Notre Dame, a former second-round pick, and Michael Mayer, why would you move him for a running back in a deep class where you could potentially get a starter in the 6th round? Honestly, there's probably going to be somebody available in the 6th round that's going to make somebody really, really happy. So I don't know why we would package Michael Mayer and move him for a running back. Like, what? Now, if he's a part of a bigger deal for a DK Metcalf, I'm all for it. Cool. Go get you another, tight end and in the later rounds or whatever, and have him, develop him behind Brock. Behind Brock, that's cool. But if you're going to move Michael Mayer, it has to be for a bigger package deal, like for the likes of a DK Metcalf or, a big time starter. I'm not moving him for especially a running back in this year's draft class. It makes no sense. Makes no sense. Not at all. Facts. I think he'd be fun to watch in this system. Could you imagine? I'm not saying you guys to take a running back there at 6, okay? But I'm just putting it out there. If you took Gene, could you imagine what that offense would look like with Justin Fields and that RPO, being able to RPO and having Gene back there? Pick your poison. Even a Marion Hampton, if you got him in the 2nd round, or a Trayvon Henderson or a Judkins, whoever it is, that would be fun to watch in Chip Kelly's system. That would be very, very fun to watch. Nose ring, y'all. No booger. Nose ring. That'd be fun to watch. That would be absolutely fun to watch. But we'll see. I don't know how high they are on Justin Fields. I don't know. Only time will tell. He is an option out there, in the free agency pool. Once again, we talked to Greg Olson. Salute to Stu. We sent a text to him while we were out there in Indianapolis and asked Justin Fields, ? And he said, I would love to see Sam Darnold. And this is our quarterbacks coach. And looks like Sam Darnold may not be an option. He may stick around in Minnesota. But when you mention Justin Fields and then Sam Darnold comes up, it sounds like maybe they have a different plan out there. I don't know if, Ollie's just fresh back into the building. I don't know if him and Chip have the connection yet, but for him to literally pivot that fast and just say, I would like to see Sam Darnold, it kind of makes you think, is Justin Fields really an option in Las Vegas? Especially with some of the attributes that Tom Brady has stated he likes, in his quarterback. So we'll see. I don't think it makes any sense. I know the connection. I know the Oregon connection. I know he knows that system very well. I don't know why you want to bring in an aging quarterback who's injured all the damn time and has essentially become a backup in the NFL level. So I don't think it makes sense. JP, why wouldn't you? Yes, he's had a couple down years with the Jets. It happens. But before that, all he did was win. 4-time MVP, 11-time Pro Bowler or something like that, All-Pro. Or I forgot what kind of crazy accolades he has. Championship, why not? Max wants to win. When he says A-Rod, he's saying it for a reason. He's trying to change the culture out there, trying to win ball games. So I'm all for it. If you can bring in A-Rod for a 1-year, 2-year deal and let him leave on his terms and not leave the way he did with the Jets, I'm here for it. Milroe won't be ready. Valley Podcast. I don't think he'll be ready for years. Chip would probably be the guy that would be able to unlock that full potential out of him, but I don't see it. I'm not a big Milroe guy. I'm not. Is he fun to watch sometimes? At times, yes, definitely. The way he takes off with the football, like the athleticism that he possesses, is fun to watch. But I'm not a big Milroe guy. I agree. low. So I think he's going to take, potentially 3-4 years. He's going to have to sit and really figure it out. Let's see. But Matthew Golden, anyone? Another kid out of Texas that's balling right now. Looked really good at the combine. Ran a pretty surprising 40. A guy that is now in a lot of people's first round. Well, he was already in guys' first round mock drafts, but he's starting to go up a lot of people's draft boards. Matthew Golden's nice. He's nice. But honestly, we don't need – where would you take Golden? I don't think he's going to be available when we draft in the second round. I think he'll be off the board by then. I don't think he would get past the likes of Buffalo or Kansas City or one of those teams. Remember, you guys, KC's about to lose Hollywood Brown, D-Hop. They're going to need another receiver. I can't see Matthew Golden getting past those teams. Or Rosetown, like you said, the Niners. Yeah. So, but salute, man, everybody here in the building. As always, I'm back home. I'm about to go get the podcast room back together, get everything lit. Got to go set up my Wi-Fi in there and get everything right, get my lights and stuff. So we'll be back in the podcasting room soon, you guys. Other than that, we'll be live tomorrow. We'll talk more about the combine. We'll talk more about everything Raider related. Just want to say salute once again to Maxx Crosby on his new deal. Salute to Spy Tech and Company. I hope you guys know what you're doing with Alex Cappa. 2 years, $11 million deal, 5.5 per. Talked about the Michael Mayer and all the other stuff. I'm home, you guys, back to work. I'm going to get me some rest because I have not slept at all. And I'm feeling like dog shit. So be back tomorrow. We'll get a Graphk and Wasted show. We'll get a Graphk and Hammer show. We're going to do a bunch of work this week. So stay tuned. And we already have our free agency shows up, you guys. They're already set up. So I will see you guys the whole way with free agency when the tempering period window opens. And once free agency is official, we'll be there every step of the way. We'll do our 4 or 5 hour long lives. We do it every year. So we're going to have some fun this month with free agency leading into the draft next month. So stay tuned. Other than that, man, love, appreciate all you guys. And once again, on the way out, salute to our proud sponsors over at BetUS. This live stream was powered by BetUS. Make sure you head over there and get a 150% bonus on your first deposit, 125% bonus on your next 2 deposits using promo code U2150, the fastest payouts in the industry, up to $2,000. You guys, you do not want to miss out on this offer. Once again, go over to BetUS. Tell them Graphk Raiders sent you. You already know if you're better, nobody does it better than our proud sponsors over at BetUS. Love, love, love all you guys, man. See you guys soon. One.
That's what I'm talking about.